today going to have Jenson Forrester with us, who is part of sort of the Team DWG, which is like a performance area, work with all the players, and having a look at how his swing has had to evolve with growth spurts and how he is developing as he's getting older. But there's loads of things in here for junior golfers and adults, and it's about having a look at how you want to match your swing to your body type. So today we've got Jens joined us, first time on a bit of YouTube and stuff like this, isn't it, kid?
Yeah.
So talking about swing changes, but obviously you're a youngish guy.
Yeah.
You know, getting on a bit now, 16, aren't you? Well, 16. But obviously talking swing changes with when you've actually been growing. Now,
Yeah.
I think this is key for like every area of a golfer in terms of understanding their anatomy, but it's even more prevalent when you've gone through like growth spurts. I know that clearly missed me out the growth spurt bit of it, mate, you know, vertical challenge that. So, and I've got a little T-Rex arm, which is why I've got a flat swing, which is not cool, right? But talk us through, like, you came out of lockdown and you were pretty buzzing about the swing, weren't
Yeah,
you?
well, I was just hitting balls in the net and I was just working on, because I've always been a bit like on the inside, so I was just working on getting it more inside and then a bit more steeper. And my swing was looking great, but then as soon as I got to the range, I was just hitting like wee cuts that went nowhere and it just wasn't good.
And it was like even weaker slicer with the drive,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
the driver was going nowhere.
Literally nowhere, wasn't it, right? So, because when I seen you not long after lockdown, you came round and I was like, what's the state of this ball flight? It's hanging, mate. And you're like, yeah, no, it's been like this for like since I've come back out. So we did the measurements of you and things like that. Because what we found is actually in the beginning of lockdown, and this was weird, wasn't it? Like your span had gone bigger than your height at that point because we'd had a few FaceTime calls. And obviously, when your span is bigger than your height, you want your arms to sit a little higher. But we've also had it probably 18 months ago where you had quite a flat backswing, but been gunning it with like dead neutral path. But at that point, your span was a little shorter. So obviously, having a look at how the body's changing, you know, if it's going to be over a bigger period, you're starting to have to just adapt to the height of the hand a little bit to get you optimum as neutral as possible. You playing your best golf gives a little draw, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's never like a slinger, is it?
No, no.
What, like 1, 2 into out maximum, mate?
Yeah, max, yeah.
Okay, so when we saw like 5 out to in, which is
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
saw when we got the trackman out
Yeah.
on it, you were like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is not good, right? But then obviously your arms and height are matching, so you want to get those arms a little bit more across.
Yeah.
And that sort of are doing that now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, a bit better now.
But how does that give you the look that you like? Or did you prefer how it looked in lockdown?
I would definitely prefer how it looked in lockdown, but the ball flight now is way better. So yeah.
Yeah, so if we'd have kept with it from a look perspective,
Yeah.
you'd have been like buzzing off that,
Yeah,
but you'd probably
yeah,
gone
yeah.
up like 2 shots on your handicap.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
definitely.
And then you'd be like, yo, Dad, I need a different coach. That hand's no good anymore. I've had enough of him. Probably already had enough of me. Right, come on. Let's see it a couple. Let's see where those arms are going to be positioned for me going back. So, feeling wise, okay, so arms are going to match the shoulders at the top for you. What did it start to feel like when you were starting to get it in those positions going back?
Well, like when I was first feeling it, it felt like I was swinging around here, but then, like when you had to record it, it's quite a nice position. So
What
yeah.
did you do to help yourself get the feeling, you know, to check that actually it wasn't like round my backside super low?
I just recorded this video probably every like 10 shots to make sure I was like online, and then I got a stick like here to make sure I was coming on the inside of that. So,
And then where's your reference point for your arms now when you look at it on video?
so pretty much like on my shoulder, maybe like a little bit. No, it's pretty much on my shoulder. Yeah.
Elbow, right elbow, do you look at that at all for you?
Not really, no. Just where my hands are.
Okay, cool. Right.
Which where am I going to?
Yellow flag looks good. You used to have quite a lot of sling down the line with your arms, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, give us a bit of insight. What have you been what did we start doing on that?
Well, like always, like typically, I used to like come a bit on the inside and then come like this on the way through to like kind of save it, and that's how I always used to hit a draw. But I've just been working on getting it in like the better position on the backswing, makes me not get trapped, and then just exiting left round, which
Class.
is quite nice.
And in fairness to you, mate, you've developed a lot over 2 years, haven't you?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, definitely.
10 to scratch is decent, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bottom groovy, but you take it all day.
Yeah.
Got another one, mate. We made it in the England boys squadders now, regional, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, regional squad, yeah.
So what do you think's the strength of your game these days, mate?
Probably just my accuracy, like my driving, and just hit it as hard as I want, and it near enough goes straight. Sometimes it's a bit iffy, but yeah. And my iron play is always, it's never atrocious, so yeah.
You're always going to hit a fair amount of greens, aren't you?
Yeah, like when I play my best golf, I hit like 15, 16 greens around, so yeah.
So therefore, it's the odd one you miss, you want to just make sure you chip it tight just to keep it going, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Frozen rope again. It's nice, mate. Right, one
Thanks.
more. Do you think this is like, if you were going to speak to other golfers, whether it's adults or juniors, what would you be saying in terms of the swinging, their swing, etc.? You know, as in, you know, we're in today's world, aren't we, where, you know, everyone's going on Insta and all these things, and it's like, you look at pretty swings, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all look at swings that go, oh, that guy swings it pure. And
Yeah.
how many people do we know that go, yeah, buzz off swinging it like that, that guy swings it next level.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your, from your experience now, what's your sorts of thoughts on if someone asked you?
You just need to find what works for you, basically. You just whatever gives you the best results, that's what you need to do. Whether it's not the prettiest swing, but it works, that's what you need to be doing.
It's because you liked it looking higher, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I go back to the era I grew up in, you know, like Ernie Els had his hands dead high, and I used to think I'd love to have my hands dead high. And like, honestly, mate, I hate it like even shorter than I do now when I did that. It just wasn't good. Right? And I got like this short little flat swing, and I'm like, I never particularly buzz off the look of it, but I hit it pretty straight, and we've had a little knock of a few holes, and it's not like I'm like setting the world on fire, but I'm not exactly chopping it. So you can kind of get it around with it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's just vital. Like, I can't have your swing because you're completely different to me, as much as you can't have your brother's swing because he's got like really long arms and stuff like that. So you're going to swing it completely differently.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's matching it to how you are. As you say, it's your swing, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hit one more out there with your swing then, mate. Tidy. So for me, the biggest thing is that making sure that when you've got somebody that you're working with, you know, whether it's a junior who is developmental, and you have to be aware of when you're through growth spurts, etc. Because firsthand, it's pretty hard when you've actually had a growth spurt and your body's completely different, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like everything's all over the place. Timing goes completely. It's a bit of a killer. So that's massive. But then also understanding that when you're developing your own swing, it's about matching your swing to what your anatomy is. So therefore, you can maximise your own results.